Hey folks, Jesus is coming soon. I pray that all of you are doing good this morning. I want to tell you all this, and I guess I can't speak for the entire Bible Belt, southern states, but Northwest Louisiana is bad about this, 100% for sure. You know, last night I was craving a certain brand of water, Evian. I believe that's how you spell it. It's the best water I've ever had. So I drove down to the store. Again, these steroids make me crave stuff, and I don't want to be on them anymore. That's why I'll get into that story in just a minute. There was this woman at the counter with a lot of liquor. Now, to each their own. We all know right and wrong. But she mixed the Bible into it. And I was just about to say something, and I felt like my mouth was shut, that I couldn't speak to her at all. Couldn't even utter anything. She got to the counter and said, well, it looks like I'm going to church drunk tomorrow. And then the guy behind the counter just kind of eyeballed her. Yeah. And I says, in my mind, why even go? Then she told that man, well, Jesus turned water into wine, right? Again, I was going to say, because it popped in my mind, I was going to say, well, Paul says that a little wine sootheth the belly, but we're not supposed to be drunk. I'm not judging. I've done things in my past that were wrong. Plenty of sins. Plenty. I'm not judging. But I just wanted to correct her on that. But again, I couldn't speak. It was like my mouth was sealed. And she looked behind her because there was a guy in front of me, which was in front of her. And he also had liquor. And she looked behind her and said, I'll see you at church in the morning. And I was like, both of you? You know, back in the day, I was an occasional drinker. I never liked the way the stuff made me feel drunk. I still remember the first time I got drunk, which made me not want to drink. I think I was 14. Me and my buddy, we drank a half a gallon of Taaka Vodka and a gallon of Goldschlager in one night. I never felt that way in my life. Every time I shut my eyes, the room was spinning. I felt like death. And I said, I ain't never doing that again. And I didn't. Not that way. You know, seeing how Paul says, a little wine sootheth the belly, I don't see a problem with someone having a beer here and there. I can't have it. I'm allergic to yeast. Or, you know, a hot toddy. If you got a sore throat. You know, things like that. I don't see a problem with that. It's the getting drunk that we're not supposed to do. And that fine line is being buzzed. I don't even like the way that feels for me. For anybody else, that's on them. But for me, I don't like the way it feels. But I just found it very, I can't say strange, because that's happened to me a lot of times when someone says something and it's like I'm not meant to say something to that person or to correct them. I can't explain it. I know it's not the devil doing that. I know the difference. But y'all, I couldn't speak. Well, about the part I was talking about, I'd mention later. I went and saw another doctor on Friday. The oxygen was low again. I can't get over this hump, y'all. And I almost begged somebody to do something. I've tried every home remedy. I've tried everything, which 2 home remedies put me in the hospital last September, which was mullein and thyme. I didn't know I was allergic to it. I've tried honey and lemon. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've tried everything that someone mentioned. And it seems like everything that I try that's new makes me worse because I'm allergic to just about everything. I'll tell you like this, it gets so bad that as I was on the way to the doctor, and this was a new doctor that I've never seen before, I was on the way and there was, I can't explain it, 2 pieces of tin in the middle of the road that would come off of a roof or something. They were probably 7 foot long, light, nothing to them. And I just get them. I'm like, well, I might as well stop and put it in the back of my truck and throw it away at the dump for someone runs over. It had nails and stuff all in it. So I did. I blocked the road. Thankfully, nobody was coming. But I picked it up. Literally took 30 seconds. And I got in the truck and I couldn't breathe. And my wife was like, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just got to catch my breath. It gets annoying for me. I don't like it at all. So this new doctor I go and see, and I dropped everything on her. I told her everything. I'm tired of it. And I told her that last year they checked my heart, they checked my lungs, they checked everything, and they couldn't find a single problem wrong with me at all. Nothing. They don't even know how it's happening. And I asked her the question. I said, you know, I'm not a doctor, but answer me this. My left ear itches a lot. And when I go to scratch it, it's always wet. I'm almost deaf in my left ear. That started last year too. Around the time I started getting sick. Steroids never cleared it up. They already did a scan. I don't remember if it was a CT or an MRI of my entire face. If it would have been cancer, surely that it would have seen that. But I don't know what something's causing excess mucus constantly. It's got to be this ear. And I told her that. Well, she looked down in there and she said, I can't see nothing in there. It needs to be flushed. And I was like, well, I probably need tubes. And she looked down my throat and said, your tonsils are swollen. I said, ma'am, they're always swollen. 24/7. They almost touch. They should have been pulled out when I was a kid, but my childhood doctor told my mom not to do it because they filter whatever they filter. And I said, Mom, you should have went to another doctor and had them take them out. She knows now, but she really listened to that doctor. He was a good doctor, but with that, I don't think he knew what he was talking about. Anyways, so I ask y'all for prayers. Pray that this is it, because Tuesday I go see an ENT again to discuss getting tubes and possibly tonsils removed. I don't know. I know that's going to hurt. I've heard from a lot of people, the older you are, the worse that hurts. I'd rather deal with a little pain for a few weeks and be able to breathe than to lose my oxygen and then keep coming back and me being on steroids so long. But I am trusting in the Lord fully. I've been trusting Him this entire a year and 2 months of having these problems. I just pray that this is it and it'll be able to be fixed. In Jesus' name. And keep looking up, church. Our redemption draweth nigh. Look around. Romans 10:9-13. I love all of you. I truly do. God bless.